Greetings everyone, this is Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought we would do some origami. This would be my fourth video. The first one I started, I realized it was not as easy as the picture showed. I had a little bit of trouble in here, and then when I got down here I was like, what's going on? So my first one, very mutilated. My second one was not so bad. My third one, I just dug it out of the garbage because it's terrible. It's horrible. Then my fourth one was much better. And then my fifth one, I think I figured out all the kinks. So I want to share them with you, okay? In case you want to make a butterfly for your cards. And I just thought they would be super cute on top of a summer card. Yeah, so I'll have another video showing how I use them. But this one is just going to be following the steps of this image tutorial, which is a little bit confusing, but the very easiest part is step number 1. We are going to fold it in half in every possible way. So I'm going to start by folding it in half however you want to do that. Fold it in half like this, and flip and fold. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the edges exactly where I want them, then I'm holding and smoothing with my other fingers. Okay, so we've got it across, and now we're going to put an X in that there paper. The X is a little bit harder to line up, not much though. Okay, so we've got that middle, and then one more for this one. Okay. Nope. Oh, and the better the lineup, the better the whole project will be. And the firmer you press for your creases, the better. Okay, so if you have a bone folder, you can definitely go through and hit all your creases, get them nice and tight. Okay. And then we want to make a box, and we're going to use the corner. You've got your crease here and your crease here. Okay. And so we want to fold everything into this box. And so we're going to push in the corners, grab this edge and then this edge, okay, and pull them together. So we're going to make some valleys on either side, and these are going to line up nice and beautiful. Okay, and you can see in there it folded right back on itself on those creases that we already made. Okay, so when you're holding the point, it should look like this. Let me go up just a tad. Got it too zoomed in for you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all of the flaps over. Okay, and I'm just going to give some extra love to the creases. Okay, so we're folding, and we flip, and we fold the other side. Okay, so it's all nice and creased. That one might be a bad crease, but it should still work. And now we have 4 flaps, and each flap is going to get the exact same treatment. We're going to open it up. Oops, come on, open. Okay. This, again, your tool to get into that corner just to help it start to lay down. You're going to want to make sure your points right here stay together. This crease that is naturally in there from other foldings, we're going to line up with this. Okay, and then we're going to smooth that all out. Okay, and while it's in this position, we're going to take each of these flaps and fold them in. We're gonna get them fairly close to the edge. They don't have to be spot on, but you do not want them to go over the edge. Okay, and that edge I'm talking about is that center fold line. Okay, we're gonna do this. Squish that down. Okay, now these don't stay like this. I just found it was so much easier to do the rest of the folds. And now we're going to take one layer and we're going to pull it up. Oops, not too far though. We're going to pull it up and line it up. Okay, and this is going to give us this straight edge, and we want to focus our bone folding, tightening of the line right here in the middle. You can feel the thing fall off just right there in the middle. Okay, because this line right here is going to help us with this next fold, and all those lines we just made is also going to help. I'm going to grab right in here, I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to start to tuck this in, and while that's tucking in, I'm watching these. Okay, these little guys need to lay flat on that line that we made, and when we put it all back together, okay, we're going to flatten that right out. You see that? So all of the rest are going to start looking like this. So we're going to flip, oops, we're going to flip that over. Sometimes moving these flaps around helps. So that's what I did, is I moved this one flap around so that I can get to this big flap right here. Gonna open it up just like the other side, and if it doesn't want to open at the point, you just stick your tool in there. Okay, you're gonna watch these corners, this divide here, you don't want it too far apart, and then you're gonna lay this down, and your center lines should line up. And then when you flatten it, it should line up with this, what we've already done. And again, we're gonna take and fold in both these little flaps. Okay, and we can see that it lines up with the one beneath it. And we're gonna do this one. Remember, don't go over the center, like right there is trying to go over the center. Okay, then we're gonna bring up one layer. Now this time it's not gonna have that paper because we've already folded it. So we're going to use the line we created from the first set of folds. Okay, I'm gonna use that line, and this line right here, right to there where it falls off, that's our important line. Okay, that's the one we're aiming for. So we made that crease. We're going to open it up, lift everybody up, and then start to tuck this in. And as it's tucking, I'm watching this, and see, this one's not folding over as I'm tucking, so I need to kind of work it a little bit. There we go. And then we can look inside and make sure everything's laying down nice and flat. Okay. And that's something, I can feel something's bunched up as I'm going to flatten this out more. There we go. A little piece of paper curled up in there. You can kind of feel it when you're squishing everything down. Okay, so now we've got two flaps left. So I flipped it over so I can get a hold of it easier. We made our nice creases, so they're holding their shape really good. We're gonna put, oops, come on, there we go. Make sure that lines up, those are together, and we just flatten everybody out. And again, everybody's lining up, it looks great. Okay, fold in your flap. maybe. And see, and I've got big old paws with big old claws, so if I can do this, you most definitely can too. And don't worry, I mean, it took several before I feel confident enough to share how to do this. Okay, and then we're going to lift one layer, and we've lost all that from previous foldings. Okay, and now we can really see that line that we've created. So we're just going to make sure everybody stays centered. Give a little pinch. Use your little folder, whatever works for you. Okay, then we're going to open it up just like before and start folding that under. Sometimes they like to be stubborn, like now. Just help them along. There we go. See, and I folded it on this line, and then it's helping to get these guys in there better. I'm going to open it up a little bit. I've kind of lost my line. There it is. I was going in too far. And there's that one. So now I've got one last flap. Same thing. It kind of makes a cone. That lines up in there. Fold in the sides. Fold in that side. Oops. Like so. And then we're going to bring up one layer, which is just the little points at this point. And we're going to give a pinch. Nice tight rub. Open everybody up. And gently fold that under. Come on. There we go. And don't panic if it starts to unravel a little bit at this. As you're moving through your steps, it does go back easily, okay? So now, if I hold this at the gathered point, I have 4 loose points, okay? And we want to open these up. Right now, we have done steps 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, basically, is what we did to get all of these like this, okay? That's what we did. And now we're here at number 6, and it's telling us to pull these guys out. And the best way I found to do that is you separate them, and you get one there. Because once you get this first one, it's easy. You open it up, okay, like a kite, but you keep pushing at this end, not up here, okay, because we want it to make like a weird angle in there, okay? And we're going to pinch right on. It's already got a fold there, so we're just going to pinch it. And when we pinch everything back together, it automatically makes that leg, okay? So I'm going to move 2 legs over, okay? And I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to reverse fold it, okay? And as I'm pinching, I'm going to stick my finger in here and smooth it down because it needs to stay in there. Okay, just like so. And then when I open the back ones up, I've got 2 legs, so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to open this one up, reverse fold it, tell that to stay put. Okay. And we're going to line it up with our other one. And then we can pinch everything closed. For the most part, line it up. Okay. And then your last one, open it up, reverse fold it, line it up with your other one, and you have this boat hat kind of looking thing, okay? Now, this is showing us that we're going to have 2 tabs. In order to get those 2 tabs, if you flip it like this, okay, hold it by its point, there's those 2 tabs. So if I go in here like this and just pinch those the other way, I have my 2 tabs. So basically, you're just taking a flap, flip it over, take a flap, okay? Or like I did, oops, get in there, okay? You hold it like this and you expose those 2 flaps, okay? So this is what we're dealing with now. Okay, we have, you can see the X part in there, that it's showing there, and it's saying to take and flip one down. And so we're gonna work to get to this. So I'm going to make a point, okay? Now this isn't touching the center, it's kind of going at an angle, but the tip of its bend is at the center, okay? So we have it looking like that. Got a little extra fold going on in there. Can't wiggle that out. There we go. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to get it to meet at the point, but they're not touching. There's some room in between them. Okay. And now we're going to take this point and just pull it down. That's all. Just pull it down. And so now we have it looking like this. Okay, so we have our big diamond and then our 2 bottom wings, and this is the start of our upper wings. So now we're going to flip it over. Okay, and this is what this step is. It's just a flip over. And now it wants us to make these 2 little areas. And to make those, if we look, we can see these 2, those flaps that we exposed at the beginning. What we're going to do is make sure everything stays closed. And just like at the very beginning when we took and made the square, you know, we pushed those lines flat. We're going to do the same thing. We want to open it up. Maybe. This is what I messed up on my other one. If it's not working on one side, try it on the other side, okay? We want it to stay closed, and there we go. We just want a little doodad, okay? So we've got this nice little thing there. So now let's try it on this side. Open it up. Much better, okay? And again, these 2, you just open and pinch. Kind of open them up, and then they will want to lay down if we're doing it right. Okay, so those are laid down. Now, this next step, okay, they're showing us they folded it in half, and then there's a line going through this section, okay? So we're going to take and fold this together. So we're looking like that. And they have a line through here. And what they're doing is they're giving this lift area, this pinching area. And the best way I did it, because there's a lot of paper in there, is I grabbed a hold right here. And I took one set of wings and I bent it over. And I kind of kept pushing my thumb in there just to get it to bend. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to work my fingers in there and get it to bend. This is probably the hardest part, is finagling this, you know, because you got to give it some pressure because you want it to crease. Okay, you want it to make like a 1/4 inch crease up his little body right there. And now you have a little area that you can hang on to. You've got your little wings. and you can fluff it up if you want. Okay. And that is the one side of the butterfly, and then we flip it over and we have the other side. And you can put this any way you want on your scrapbook page or your card. I was thinking I would put glue down the center to make sure that held into place, and then figure out how to get him to stay. You could use a little pop dot, not pop dot, but you know, a wobbler, an action wobbler, and attach it right about here. Glue these shut and attach it here, and then he would be an action wobbler on your card. So there you have it. I hope you liked the video, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I will be making a card using one of these cuties in the next few days, and we wouldn't want you to miss it. Also, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Either way, it interacts with the video. I do a live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We do some card making live, and I answer questions if you have them. So be sure to hit that bell and make sure you get all your notifications so you don't miss out. Until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.